felt like doing something silly today. So, what's up, folks? I'm on, by the way, and this game, Tomodachi Life, has been recent, relatively light in my life. I saw like a stream, like a couple streams on it, and was immediately like, okay, this is me now. It's a 3DS game. I believe the sequel is coming out soonish for the Switch, but this is just the original one. And effectively, if you don't know what it is, you just play with Miis that you create in your little town. I've been coming back daily, making Miis, taking care of them, stuff like that. But there are a few things like this Judgment Bay, which I thought would be funny to use as a means of deciding what to draw, because I have a few things in mind and I feel like this would be a good excuse to do so. So I'm going to, what would I start with? I think maybe like, let's go for 50-50 and let's just say like original and fan art. And they will choose for me. Go. Okay.
I couldn't really decide.
And yeah, as you said, I have some of my original characters here, and then like some like My Little Ponies and creepypasta characters and a number of different fandoms and silly things. So it's fun. This is one of my own C's. But okay, original. Now, I guess to me, does this still include like a TTRPG character? So I will put that. And then like challenge. Alright. Go, my littles. My tiny. Ooh, this is like a tie. Okay.
This is the right decision for you.
Alright. So that kind of decides it for me. But let's see. Because I had a... Do I want to do a new one or... so... roller or existing? Because I have a few that I want to draw. Okay. Cool.
I went with my instinct.
And we have Luigi from Mario. Thank you, Luigi. Okay. So that honestly answers my question pretty quickly. I know this is probably a pretty short, little intro bit, but I'm going to be drawing one of my D&D characters that I've been meaning to draw for a little while. Possibly both. Honestly, I'm to go for one more. One or both, because if it's just the one, I know who I'm going to draw. It's pretty evenly split. Both. Okay. I will do both. I will do the one that I wanted to draw and the one that my brother suggested. So I will throw this over to P-Paint voiceover. Thank you to my Miis. And I will see you there. So the first of the two characters I decided to draw here was one that has been suggested by my brother, who is the GM for a prospective family campaign. This hasn't happened yet, mainly because of schedules and all that, but it is something that my whole family is creating characters for, and that could happen sometime soon-ish. If you've ever tried to play TTRPGs with a group of other adults, you probably know the feeling. That and my whole family are probably some flavor of ADHD, so it's doubly hard to get anything done. So this guy is an NPC. The way my brother described him is a furbolg, kind of somewhere between a troll and a cowfolk in the fantasy realm of things, with a sort of Victorian or old-fashioned gentleman boxer vibe to him, but dressed up in a vest with a mossy lining and red or brown hair. I initially went for a bit of a heavier set look for him, and I actually did some very commission-like work sending my brother sketches to get the okay to continue. I will say that I feel like my family can be kind of rough clients. We're all creative types with very particular visions more often than not, but this was a pretty cut and dry process. My brother suggested I make him a bit more muscular and imposing, so I kept him relatively wide, but beefed up the proportions of his shoulders. No pun intended. Cow pun. I didn't get much information on this character because, again, my brother is GM and he has some notions of characters that he wants to keep close to his chest, I guess. He didn't even tell me their name, just that he was a pretty direct insert or allegory to an existing media character, which was why he didn't want to tell me the name. For the outfit, I went maybe a bit more Regency than Victorian, kind of a mix, but I took some inspiration from a more Regency look because the mustache and mutton chops gave me much more of that particular vibe. I think he turned out pretty cool, and my brother was very happy with the result. Next up is my own character. So we're playing Daggerheart specifically, which is almost more of an engine than a game, if that makes sense. It's Critical Role's baby, so it's very open to interpretation and alteration for storytelling and all that. The fairies are described as insectoid, kind of ranging from the classic Tinkerbell vibe to just anthropomorphic bugs. I feel like if you've seen my stuff, you might have an inkling of what route I took. I wanted a character that mainly kind of resembled the Mothman, more so the drawn depictions of them and not the very well endowed statue in West Virginia. I'm not fully sure if the look I wound up with here is totally what I wanted, but it's a really cute first pass. It did make me realize that I don't have as extensive a visual on this character in my head as I thought, but their name is Loomis Katydid. Loomis is an underborn fairy and doesn't have much of a clue as to where they came from beyond the caves they've been living in since they were a child. Of the fae they've seen, none of them seem to be from around where they're currently living. Initially, they would do a lot of stealing from unaware travelers, and their dark, shadowy appearance, as well as their unfamiliar features, made some mistake them for a monster, to the degree that they've kind of become a local cryptid in their own right. Over time, they became more self-sufficient and knowledgeable about the vast underground systems they grew up in, earning them the title of Ranger. They occasionally assist travelers who have gotten too lost in their home and will even breach the surface to a nearby town from time to time, trading rare goods with local markets and restaurants, though usually in the middle of the night, only bolstering their cryptid-like reputation. They're mainly nocturnal, so their eyes aren't great in the light, and they wear tinted glasses to get around in brighter lighting. As cute as they look here, I kind of wanted them to have a bit more of a wet cat look, if that makes sense, a bit more grungy, but I do like this drawing and the character overall. I'm excited to eventually play them, hopefully. But those are my drawings for this week. Is this mainly an excuse to draw some things I've been putting off? Maybe, but I could have gone a number of directions. It was up to fate. Or my Miis, I guess. I know this is a weird one, but it's just one of those silly combinations of two things I really like for the sake of some variety. I hope that you liked it. Let me know in the comments, along with any other art challenges you might like to see me do in the future. At that, though, I'll leave this here, and I will see y'all next time.